Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. The other one is stuck. I think the other one is stuck, or am I? Yeah, this is a whole new one. My apologies. So I hope you can come back on. I was rambling. I was gone, but like I said, I totally recorded this so I can see the journey of where I was and where I am. And, I'm into that now, like preserving the journey and so I can see the back and forth. So let's see anybody comes on. Let me get my drink. I don't know, can y'all see my butt up in here? My name drink. Hey, I'm sorry, internet, won't, won't. But yes, y'all. So we are talking about fashion, my fashion line, the spirituality of it all. What's my motivation? We're talking about creativity. We're talking about love for your own thoughts and ideas, and for your own dreams and fueling those dreams. And we talk about thinking big, think big, y'all. Like I said, staying focused. Like this is it. This is what I could do. This is how I do it. So yeah, if you kind of get me, if I'm on for a while, at least a few more days, talking about my line, you got to understand that is part of the dream. That is part of. I used to. My didn't go this far. Like see how you can just have a dream. Let the universe take it where it's gonna go. I loved B. Smith. I said it 1,000 times. Essence Magazine, B. Smith, Gil Noble. Those three shows, Essence Magazine, that magazine, Be Rich Show, Be with Be. I'm sorry, I said Be Rich. Sorry, I'm thinking about Be Riches, but B. Smith with Style, and Gil Noble Like It Is. Save my life. Say, I saw the best of black. I saw the best of black Americans, the best of black culture, and in this case, black American culture. Oh, I mean, through that, I felt beautiful. I felt capable. I mean, between those three venues, or those three modes of media, I knew who I was, y'all, and I now I'm doing it. I'm one of them people doing it, and there may be other people doing it and doing that. I want all of us to win. But B. Smith was such an inspiration for me. And I used to think, wow, like the show In Our Own Image that I created, and my ex-husband helped me to see it through. In Our Own Image was totally inspired, and I said it many times even then, by those three outlets in my life. It was a little bit of both. The interviewing was the Gil Noble part. Of course, the fashion, was the essence. The Essence magazine was the chocolate women, the fashion. I mean, I was a kid then; it was perfect. I was a teen actually, and I grew with the magazine. It grew with me. And so we had the Essence magazine, right? We had the fashion part, we had the talking, and then the home. Remember, I had a little home decor, something I would do, and then the being in the kitchen. Oh my God, like that was all B. Smith. That was all B. Smith. And the fact, so it was all this compilation, and it's so beautiful. Like those episodes happen. Those episodes are gonna go down in history, and I'm gonna make sure they do. I'm gonna preserve them, and I'm gonna sell them eventually because those are positive. I saw a vision. I guess it's not really the first time. I saw a vision and met the right person. That's what I say about my ex for that, and met the right person that can help me see that vision through because that's what he did. His editing skills, his where to put the music, his listening and seeing and knowing me to say, okay, this is what she said. You know what I'm saying? Like I realized I've designed my life before, haven't I? And that was, I mean, that show reminded me of how I designed my life. I wanted it. I sat with him. I talked about it. I was like, yeah, but I was still just talking. That's why I realized we're never just talking, are we? I was just kind of talking. I was kind of like sharing my dreams, and he was like, okay. And then after a while, I remember that he had lost his job and wasn't working, so it was just all on me. And I think my creativity was through the roof because I felt like I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? So, in a sense, we have to eat. So it was me was going for it in a sense too. And y'all, so I love that creation of that. So now I feel like that's coming through again through my through the fashion line. What I love about this is being, well, and you might find this in your life as well. I did the online boutique before. You might remember when I was in the States and I was working with African land, so there was a middleman and all that, and I only had to choose from what he had in the store. You know what I'm saying? It's different than being able to work with the people, the artisans, myself, knowing and choosing it because I fell in love with it amongst all these other things. It's like if I could bring back treasures from all my travels and sell it, that's what my boutique would be. Things that I would actually buy or bought or wanted. That's it. It's real simple. So it's easy. It's easy for me to design my own line because I'm designing me and redesigning me in a sense through the clothes. It's really powerfully spiritual if you really think about it, in a sense, because I know my brand has always been me. Blackberry Beauty brand, that's why it's still Blackberry Beauty, because it encompasses the whole totality of me. This is another spiritual outlet, another way to grow. Like, I mean, I'm easy on my fashion, so it helps me be easy on myself. I'll say it again, I'm easy on my fashion, so it teaches me to be easy on myself. So I'm not hard on myself that my first bed, I didn't get the measurements right because I was measuring in a small space. I mean, I didn't even understand it. That's my first, this bed is beautiful, and the artwork on it is beautiful, and this bed stays. You know what I'm saying? Like, little things, or the sheet that, the corners, like, that's all good. Like, I'm good because I know we can do this. I know it can happen. I know we just, okay, go back and do it a different way. I'm good with that. Like, that's a process that designing teaches you, but you love it so much. You just love it so much. And I do feel like, I think, Lord help me, the sister that I travel with, I thank her. I thank being in that space with her as a designer, and the work from the morning to the night. It's real. It's real. And I'm not just a designer. I'm not just designing. A lot of stuff I'm not designing. A lot of stuff was already made. The cups, the bowls, all the stuff that I'm going to design those things. I'm going to say, I want it, but I want it shaped like da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, and that's okay. I don't need to design everything, but I do want my home decor line. So B. Smith, when I saw her, I'm not met her, but I felt like I did, that she even had, besides her show that came on cable, she had her own line that she teamed up with some of the, popular white U.S. brands. And I was so happy for her. And now I get to do it, but I'm teaming up with black folks, for black folks, by black folks, through a black folk. You know what I'm saying? And I am just, and her husband's Afrasian, so African Asian influence, and I guess that would be kind of like boho-ish today, right? Mine is not. Mine is African and African. I mean, in Africa by Africans, and I hope for Africans. I hope it's my people. I hope you all, my people, will buy, because it's for us. It's for you. It's for our remembrance. We're not going to all be on the continent, and we're not going to all be at the same time. And we want to be home as the U.S. for many of us. So bring these beautiful things in. But actually, you can use it in Africa, too. It's not like you can walk in the store and buy these sheets. I'm going to tell you that. It's not going to be in the local stores. Unless it is in the local stores, you know what I'm saying? Unless I get to that point. I mean, I was going to say you're going to find it in Macy's, but you might, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, because I like to keep it, in some ways you want that purity, but anyway, but I actually know that I'm going to have to start, another thing, business-wise, because it is, I have to start thinking about, getting my women that can sew, and having the sister that's the head lead seamstress, get the other ones on board. So I might have to look at an actual space for my women to produce the work, to produce the sheets, because, custom made, yes, they are. Handmade, absolutely, right? It takes time, but we don't want it to take that long, right? You want your stuff. So, I'm taking my investors, those are some of the things that I'm going to use the money to make sure that the production, because my investors would want that. They want me to succeed. So if you want to be an investor, somebody mentioned that they did, and I'm with you, sister, we're going to talk, but I'm actually would love to do it all at one time. So if you're interested, I'm going to have a course on Facebook. It's free. It's a free 30 minutes. We're going to just talk about the idea of it. Those that are interested in investing only will be added to the course. If you're not interested, don't. Or if you want to talk to me personally, send me an email. You don't have to worry about it. It's not in the course. Send me an email if you're interested in investing, because I have more than one person ask me that, and I feel like if more than one person is asking, then there's a need. So email me at thethe blackberrybeauty@gmail.com, thethe blackberrybeauty@gmail.com. Sister, you know who you are, and thank you for putting that up there and letting me know that it's yes, some people want, so I have to put it out there. And then if we're all, we answer emails, we talk back and forth, if we feel like we want to meet each other, whatever, we can do that. But don't worry, don't worry about a group. It's just email me if you want. So yeah, it's a lot of aspects. It's a lot of aspects because there's the business aspect, and then there's the fun, joy, and the business. Actually, all business is fun. I just need virtual assistants to do my other stuff. I got my virtual assistant. I have two. I have my virtual assistant. I love her so much. I love both of them, but Precious is so precious. She's actually taking over at working with the web designer. I gave her everything she needs. Now it's going to get done, y'all. It's going to actually happen, okay? Because I know my weak spots, and I don't try to even improve some that it will just take more time and not need it. I just delegate, like that one for sure. You have to learn that in business. You have to learn that in life. You got to learn that in your personal life. Delegate. So just like I can think of the sheet set idea and pick out the fabric but not sew it, and it's still something that comes from me in a sense. I can delegate when I want the website done, but I don't want to sit with the designer and hear the talk that I don't know what he's talking about anyway. So, I'm so thankful for people that are super talented like this. And I also, like I said, she's also, I'm going to have her as my accountant. And like I was telling my YouTube yesterday, and all of this is with no money down, honey. This is straight up on the potential success that I see, you see. I hope you see the success potentially in your life and go for it, because it's there. It is, especially during this time. This is all about success. I mean, some people might not see it, but it's almost like this is a time where the positive can slip under the radar and you would want to. You don't need the spotlight on you. You back there, you out there making moves. So when they say it's over, it's over when you say it's over. But when they say it's over, you came out with a hustle, or you came out with a line, or you came out with new shoe line, or you came out with new way to braid the hair. I'm saying, I feel that, yeah. Do your work, talk to your people. Make these connections, get it together. I have to have a professional team, and I realize that I do have to have a team. So I have my seamstress, I have my carvers, I have my builders. This is what I'm saying, this is what I want. So I just always talk as if I have it, because I really feel like here I wasn't even just talking, I really have it. So it's there that I could get, and it's just people that just can be a successful, treat it like it's worthy of the attention, that it's worthy of attention. That's your business. And it's more than my business. The Spirit said to me, it's more than my business. It's my soul. It's like, this is my soul. This is my soul. I put my soul out here. This is me. This is my privates. And really, this is all me. And it's more to come. So designing this table. But y'all, I'm going to do pictures of it today. We're going to go back because I saw these two seats. See, the stuff they make is already designed. So you can get some beautiful furniture. The wicker that I love, the straw. I'm in Africa. Y'all, they had peacock chairs that rivaled my one, and their peacock chairs you actually could sit in. These peacock chairs are everybody, and the people that sell that kind of wears a street where they all in a row in Accra. Oh my God, but I'm not gonna I want the peacock chairs. I do, I'm gonna get both the peacock chairs. I'm getting two peacock chairs. Wait till you see them. You can sit in these. They sturdy and amazing. You gotta be a certain size, and some Ghanaians a little, not all, but a lot of them. And, oh my God, They're beautiful. And then wait, but the two cedar chairs, these two, they don't have a back or anything, but they're way more better than to me the plastic chairs. I don't even sit in a plastic chair a lot. Even they just the energy of the plastic just give me. It's not that these chairs are made of wood. They have their beautiful cushion. They don't have a back, but they're perfect for me when I sit up the videos. I'm not sitting back anyway. Never. I'm never sitting back. Even right now, I'm keeping my own posture up. And they start to get the room to not get used to this big stuff. That's a waste. These are cedars, and you can move them, and they're sturdy, and they take up less room, and they're beautiful, and they're affordable. I'm going back today to get these two cedars. Like, you're gonna see these two chairs. They're chairs, but they almost got the Asante stool shape, but they're more in natural wood or actually straw. Yeah. They have a two-seater, they call it, when you have a couch that sits two people. So I guess we call it love seat, a two-seater. And oh my God, I saw one. And what you do is it's hollow in the back, and the cushions are, you pick out the fabric. You can even bring your own fabric. So in a sense, you're helping to design your art, at least by the fabric. So you can bring your own fabric. You can tell them, I want this fabric in this color, and I want this one over here. Or, that's where you can still design and get funky with the people that have the furniture's already made. They just gotta put the batting and the fabric and have the cushions, but you can choose your fabric or how. I can do 3-5 pattern. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but I'm gonna do a matchy. But you could do that and know what your decor is, like your paint job, what your colors you're working with. Anyway, I want this two-seater I saw. It's dope. I don't want to make a couch yet. That's not what I want to make. Ooh, I don't want to make a couch. I want to buy a couch. So that one I know already. Like, that could come. I want to make tables. The end tables, Kwame really think the end tables should be made, and I want to go with this vision because end tables are a big part of home decor of us. It's a big part. It is. It is. And I use mine every night. The one I slept next to. I used them drawers. They was working for a sister. So. And I haven't seen any end tables that I actually want, because I really haven't seen a lot yet, So I think building those would be good, and it would give me solid on the furniture line that's part of me. Because the bed, the armoire, the desk, the chair for the desk, and the two end tables, I think that's will be a nice home collection. What do you think? Now, I definitely think also a coffee table. I already know the coffee table. I already know where I want the coffee table to be. It's going to be actually the same thing, I think, as my office, but a desk table. But anyway, I want to create my own coffee tables, I think. And then the coffee table, what y'all think? Is that feeling like a nice kind of, for me, like a complete line? And that is like decor for sure. And then I want to go into the kitchen. And then I want to design my own bowls, my own plates. Have them made. I saw some already made, but I got an idea of how I want to do it, but I still loved it. I want my own plates, of course, I want my own. They got to be wood and a calabash because it has to be about the health and, I want all of that. So we're going to do our kitchen line. And, of course, I'm going to have my own placemats, napkins, and, of course, tablecloths. Tablecloths, I'm about to have Susie get down on the tablecloths next. We're about to do some round tablecloths and some other kinds of tablecloths as well. All right, let's see who's on. Okay, Miss Blue Love. Hey, Lisa, I don't know why I'm up. I know 3 a.m., but I'm glad I am. Me too, and thank you for listening to all my stuff. Great ideas. Oh, Ari Bus. Now, that is beautiful. Thank you. I'm so excited, and thank you for saying that, because, it's just spirit running through me. I didn't get on Blackberry Beauty today yet, because I knew I wanted to talk about all this stuff, and I knew I needed some ears. And I thank you for your ears. So yeah, so that's so kitchen, it's got to be my own napkins and tablecloth, of course, to match. Also placemats, got to be placemats, because I can do that. And curtains, of course, curtains too. Curtains, I'm big into curtains and the sheets. And cups and spoons and flatware, all of that. Tablescapes, runners, yes, definitely some runners. I gotta think about it, because I'm not inspired by runners, but I've had some and I like them a lot because they're beautiful. I just gotta figure them out. But yeah, so yeah, y'all. So that is what I've been talking about, thinking about this morning, is creativity, and then creativity no matter what it looks like. Because sometimes you be like, ooh, how much money I got in the bank, or you know what I'm saying. But I don't. Spirit told me don't. Just keep going. Just keep going. I was like, okay. I was good with that. So I keep going. So I'm gonna go look at some space to see how much it costs to rent these spaces. Now Kojo, my family, my Ghanaian family, my brother, his sister, that's where Goddess works for her, and Joe, they have a place right off the house. It's a perfect space. It's there, so, and that's what they do the sewing out of. I think they have 2 sewing machines. They have 2 people. They have shelving to keep all the fabric in there, so you can have fabric for the shut. Like, this is stuff, because if I get a space, then I got to think about, which is not a problem, somebody coming and building a shelving to hold the fabric. That's one thing I learned when I was working with Goddess, and rolling this for them to sit on. I think you gotta have. I hope they have. I guess something a little bit of a bathroom facility. Although I don't know if these places actually even have that. But no, it's for my workers, so we have to have that. So yeah, I got to think about this. Like, that's something to just even start. And my sister put it in my head, like, go look now. Like, it's true, y'all. I've always, that's been, if I have any success, it's because I don't look at what's right here. Now I look at the current circumstances. I look like an investor would. I can see where it's going, and I want a piece of it. And so I just go to the next. Because I have studios, like I want all my workers, like I want to have meetings with the people that I'm working with, and just once the website goes up, and as it gets more popular, more people know about it, and understand that my mission, you know, I just could tell you it saved me. Like Afrocentric Home Decor, it brought me here, and it got me out. I used to say to myself, you know, I want a place where the stuff that I find from my travels, I can put on my wall, and then I have no more wall space, so I have to sell it to y'all. I mean, it's just that simple. Like, how do I stay in something that I love, but not have to try to, I can't buy every African piece in the world that I would want, but you can. And I can bring those pieces to you. Like, I had a vision. I'm not gonna just be getting you stuff made in Ghana. We're gonna be getting stuff made in Togo, stuff made in Cote d'Ivoire, all of the neighboring countries for sure. You know, we're going to get pieces specifically that the Hausa makes, or from the Hausa people. I just want the guy. I think I want to bring, another thing I would love to bring, especially being in Ghana, is the work that the different tribes or ethnic groups or clans, kind of what represents them. Because I think it was really the Ashanti people, right? So I would love to also do what the God people might produce, or what the Fanti, or what the, like, I would like to bring that into the, so I'd like to use this platform or my design business as education to, especially Black diasporans, or Black diasporans, period. Because as a Black American, I think the pieces and a little bit of just where they're from and the ethnic tribe, and something that they think is whole sacred, like about that connects me to the piece even more, but it also connects me to a piece of culture. Now I know something about an African country that I didn't know before. So that's a very, very, very important thing to me, is to have that's what I feel like I get to do. I get to do that, and that's important. That's like so important to me. So, and what I realized through all of this is, I used to think, though, when I looked at B. Smith, I used to think that I had to, my wish was the same as what you think somebody else has, is that some company would pick up my skills. And once I realized, first of all, I said, why? And girl, you got Afrocentric stuff, you got to be independent, you got to do it yourself. But then I realized how funny that was, that we could create our own way. And because even there's more maybe resources in a lot of ways, because of sisters like her who paved the way, we could actually do stuff. It's really, she had to go through the stuff of that last generation of begging them for stuff that we have, and that we have to offer. It's our stuff. and learning how to sell it is nothing wrong. But we got to be nice. Like somebody asked me already for a discount. Like, ooh, let's not ask the black businesses for discount. Let's just try not to. That's like a thing I think we got to get better at. Because when you go online, I mean, Amazon get a price. You just pay the price. You don't ask Amazon for the discount. I don't know if there's a place to ask for the discount. Like, if they have a discount, they're going to give it to you. So that's something I want us to be very careful. I'm a new business, so I'm not going to, if you buy 2 sheets, I can't give you a discount because I'm just getting inventory that's handmade that's going to be impossible right now. But let's try not to do that too. Let's try to be, conscious consumers as far as with black businesses. Let's not ask for the discount, especially for a very new business, but let's not do it anyway. I think it's just a good practice. I think it's a good practice just to maybe not just ask for the discount, but that's just another story. It's just here nor there. Yeah. So so I hope you're inspired, and I hope that this brought you well. And I know it's early, and I want to thank you for joining me. God has you glowing. Thank you, me, Darcy. Salt of the Earth says, call it ethnic groups, not tribes, auntie. Yes, I'd say ethnic groups is true. Now, I want to say here, because you know why I do. It's funny how we politically correct this of the U.S. and then you come here and they'll say tribes. I mean, I'm just of themselves. This is how I've heard them describe themselves. And I know it's so one thing for YouTube, right? Another thing for being in the place. They will say their tribe. I've heard them say a lot. I never heard them say their ethnic group. I never heard that word from them to describe themselves. They will even say my village, which almost indicates that it's a tribe as well, or ethnic group. But I never heard them say I'm from the God ethnic group. I heard them say I'm God, or I'm from my tribe is. And they might be using tribe, you're right, just for the Americans to make it simple and easy. So it's hard to say. But you're right. I would like to say from the clan, because Kwesi said that, as you said, Kwesi spent time in the States. Kwesi is in the States now. He liked the word clan. So that's a good thing. You know what? I think we should do that. I'm going to ask the Ghanaian, what do you even identify with any of those words at all? Or is that a word that you'll use for us? Like, do you just say, because what I mostly hear is I'm Ga, I'm Akan, I'm Iwe, I'm Hausa. No matter of fact, that's how they describe themselves. They just say the ethnic group, as you say, or some people say. That's how I heard them describe themselves, by their ethnic group, period. So, but I don't know that word. Like, so if you hear me sometimes say words, it's only I'm saying what I hear them say to me. And that's the thing. Don't you think about traveling? It's like you learn how to not say the N word, and then you go to a place and everybody says it. So then you say, call them what they call themselves. Not a great example, but yeah. So yeah, thank you for that correction. I mean, I appreciate it, and I know, but I'm telling y'all, in America, unless you're not in America, and then you're telling me something that's good. The way we learn about other cultures and then go and live among the culture, it's so many nuances, and they may be trying to accommodate us and we're trying to accommodate them, and it's deep, isn't it? It's deep. But I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna say clans, ethnic groups, I don't know that word. I like it. Yes, that's right, salt of the earth. But I'm gonna say ethnic group, okay, from our perspective. But I'm gonna ask them what they say. Because don't you want to know, salt of the earth? I want to know. I want to know how they call themselves. Do you say my tribe? Because I've heard them say it, but again, I don't know if they're saying it just to me. Or do you say my ethnic group? Do you say my clan? Or do they just say I'm God? Because that's the most I heard. And you're right. And then how do we as diasporans then refer? See how this is all working? It's all these intricacies, y'all. It's intricate. How do the people describe themselves? How do we as politically correct Africans describe them? How does that work together? How do they think of themselves? And could it ever be the way we think of them? How does that come together? I mean, the questions are endless, isn't it? How do they refer to themselves? And are they referring to themselves that way in order for us to feel more comfortable? And how does that come together? It's the deepness. It's the why we travel. It's why we get out. It's why we because we don't know, right? We told to be right, and then we come and they say, and then we go, oh, it's just amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, we were talking about even, I forgot, like certain tribes or ethnic groups, I'm saying, or clans or groups, have ways of, but like I said, they'll just say like the God will have ways of pronouncing certain letters in certain words, that's how you know that they're from that ethnic group, that they're from that group. That's how you know, or it's something you hear. It could sound like yours, but it's the way. It's so beautiful, and I agree with you. I understand, because the idea that she corrected me on the tribe as opposed to ethnic groups. A tribe kind of, especially in America, is kind of loaded. I guess even Africa too. It's almost like what the colonizers kind of name they gave us. It's in a lot of ways it kind of feels separatist, but some people will even say the idea of ethnic groups here feels separatist too. Because I was thinking too, like I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, I forget when you're around Akans, or when you're around Ashantis, or people that speak Tree. Let's just put it that way. The tree speaking people or tree people, and then you're around the God people. When you're around the tree people, which is what I'm around, the way they speak of the God, not in a negative way, it almost names. It seems almost like a different people. But if you go into that ethnic group and the way they speak of the other folks, I almost got to keep asking, wait, so the God's not Ghanaian, or the Fonte? No, they're all Ghanaian. But the ethnic separation, if you will, is almost like it's not the same people. And I think that even it's a problem amongst the Ghanaians that's recognizing that it's kind of, because then they start saying, they talk about each other in a way that it's like, wait a second, I'm getting mixed up. Okay, so they're not Ghanaian. They came here from where? No, they're Ghanaian. It's like you almost got it, because you start getting, you can't, because you, so then it goes ask the question. So your point of view that they're just all African and that's enough, is that not politically correct? Because does it take away from their identity? Right, but at the same time, is their identity separating them from the same people, the same people born right here in Ghana like them? So it's all, you know what I'm saying? It's all of these words, perceptions. It's deep. It's metaphysics, isn't it? It's very, very, very deep. And it's so not simple. You just got to come and just figure it out and feel it and let them figure it out. Like, you coming into the equation may actually change the equation. How much of that is happening as well? Is this just too deep? Am I going just too far? Do I have anybody talking to me? Let me see. No, I don't. Okay, so 11 people, 5 thumbs up. If you forgot to thumbs up, come on in the building. We're just talking about this idea. We just got onto this. And I mean, I guess like we're talking about the idea of what we believe, what they believe, what really is. How they interact with us and how that interaction changes their words or their meanings, or does it change our words and our meanings? We're talking about ethnic groups as something to be celebrated, and ethnic groups as sometimes something just divisive. Because I'll be like, wow, so the God's not God. Like, I have to ask that because I'm around people that's not God, so they will say something about the God, but I'm sure if I was at the God, they might say something about it's just, but it's not so much they say, not that they talk about it, it's the things that it's implied, to the point that you forget who's Ghanaian and who's not. I think it's a problem. I think I've heard that people have talked about the judging from it too, and then it's like, well, I only rank to these people, I only hire these people, I don't like these people because they do these things, and it's like, and then the whole group is, and it's a group, and so I guess, you know what, maybe as humans we will always find ways to discriminate. Maybe the white man messed us up. No, I'm sorry. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. And I do think that. I think sometimes, did they mess us up? And then we know it's not just semantics, but what if it is? It's so deep, isn't it? It's so deep. So but I'm going to check because I think it's a great conversation to have, and it's going to make me tune into. I'm going to just straight ask them, of course. It's going to make me tune into how, if I say your tribe, is that offensive, and tell me why. Or do you say your tribe, or do you not say your tribe? Like I said, they say I'm Ga, I'm a Khan, or I'm a Santi, or I'm a Ashanti rather, or you know what I'm saying? I'm Fonte. Like I know they identify you right as their ethnic group, but I want to ask them about the word tribe, because I think that is a lot of things that African Americans say and other people say. I've heard them say it too, but are they just saying it for me? And then also too, I want to ask you, because I want to know, this is important. Like, why is the word tribe offensive to you? Is it offensive to you because the white man gave it to them? Because I could get that too, but then god dang it, I guess we would have to talk about all the offensive terms and why that's not a good word. Like, I want to break down the word. Like, what does that word mean? What is the word of a tribe? And then we're going by Webster, right? So I just want to know. I'm into it. Like, I'm into it. I would like to. I don't want to just be told not to use a word. I want to know, why is the word? What is about that word? Why is that word divisive? Or why does it make us feel like we're lessening? Because I don't know. I really don't know. So if anybody watches want to chime in, please do. But meanwhile, I'll get the Ghanaians' reaction to the whole thing as well, because we want to grow. I want to grow. I want to learn. I want to be right at the same time. And I want to educate. So, okay. I love y'all. All right, but thank you so much for bringing it all up. It's very important. So I love y'all. It's part 2. We just talking. It's early morning. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you, Midasi Pa. Oh, okay. Okay, so tribe promotes misleading stereotypes. The term tribe has no consistent meaning. Oh, it carries misleading historical and cultural assumptions. It blocks accurate views of African realities. I got you. The term tribe, so it carries misleading historical and cultural assumptions. Right, so you're saying that not so much for the people themselves, but really from our lens, that by calling, it's going to spark something in us that's not cool. Like the wild so-called tribes, right? Or people warring, right? The warring tribes, right? So the idea of it, but if you say ethnic group, right, it kind of elevates it in the mind of us, at least. Because that's what it is. This is about us reclaiming. And I love it. I think that that's what I love about the revolution, that we are reclaiming and redefining our own experiences. Because that's what you're basically talking about, and I love it. Renaming and redefining our own experiences, not having those outside of us define our experience, our culture, based on what they believe it was or what they believe it is. So I love that the redefining, and I love that, like, taking away the sting of a word that has, and the word itself, you're right, it's an innocent word. I get what you're saying, but it's not if it's the wild tribe, or even the tribe was massacred, or all those things. It's still, so I get that for sure. I get it. I'm not offended, Auntie. I've had to decline myself with this word after studying anthropology, which is so whitewashed. Absolutely right. At the same time, though, I was just saying, just taking to the next level. So it's still about our own diasporan trauma that we're having to redefine words, because those words have an emotional trigger to us. I'm not sure if it has the same emotional trigger to the people that we're speaking of. That's my wanting to elevate the conversation just a little bit. So it's still about the healing of the diasporan due to racism and white supremacy, and we're still trying to come up from those words, which I think English words are very much I think there's so many English words, or words we learned as English words, that are totally does that and even more. You know what I'm saying? That we use a lot. So I love the idea, and I think that by the time we really was breaking down all the destructive to the African American or African diasporan words, we had to throw away the whole language, and we would definitely have to throw away the language as we know it. We would have to throw away the language as we know it, and we would have to adapt a whole nother language, perhaps an African one. I mean, that's what you're going to find with redefining English, redefining ourselves as Africans in the diaspora with English words. I mean, most of them are throwaway words, to throw away the whole language, really. It's very destructive. There's even like the Ghanaians. The reason why I realized, okay, first of all, yeah, they're more comfortable with their own language, but there's ways that they express themselves that they can't do through the English language at all, just like we do as Africans. And I love the idea of the hooks and the and the o. They all have such tremendous meaning. So I love that we as diasporans have to create movements and challenges, even with the words, till you'll find out that the whole language is filled with words that really are not for us. And and that's going to be a level that's going to just take us to the next level, because we're still using, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many of them. But I love the perspective and the reminder. I think that this is the new age for real, and you know what I'm saying, the new perfect vision. And I think the perfect vision is, because I do say that I have more difficulty using the English language now that I'm in Ghana. And that maybe I too like listening to the Ghanaian, the local languages, because I tell you, it's not a lulling to sleep in a negative way. It's very soothing and very comforting and it just feels good. It just feels good. And English too is true, like this word and that word. Because you're right, we're very wordy, because that's their form of defense, or that's their form of control, is their words and the way that we've learned it. But I like it. But I mean, I just want to understand that. So thank you. Absolutely. I agree with the soul of the earth. Yes, I agree. Culture and language is always redefining. Yes, it would have to be, especially if we're talking about the English language. I mean, and then we're defining somebody else's reality. That's what I try not to do, because I think that anthropology teaches you that too. I can speak of these people, never been with them, never hung with them, never lived with them, and tell them what I think I should be calling them, because according to my trauma, I have to redefine words, and so I want to know if that's okay if I redefine those words for you. I always like to go to the people and see what they say about themselves, and it would be better for me and to define it as they define it as well. So I think we should still find out how they define themselves and how do they feel about the word. I'm curious, because since we're talking of a people, I think we should at least get their opinion on the whole subject. What y'all think about this? The crazy thing is we have so many mannerisms like the ethnic groups have. That is what I know connects us and many other things. It's amazing. This is true. The colonizer used the term tribe to identify a group. Right. Okay. So now this is true. Now I agree with you. I agree with the word. I agree with the word. The word itself is loaded, right? The word itself is the colonizer, the white man, called the tribes. Right. So as I'm saying, we don't have to use that word. I'm trying to say is what other words are we using that is destructive to us? And isn't it interesting that that's one of the ways that we're coping with our trauma, is we're redefining terms that were defined by others about others. I mean, that's one way I guess we're decolonizing, we believe, through language. But in a sense, I'm saying let's go further. Let's go further to the decolonization. Maybe the true decolonization is using the words less and learning mother tongues. The Ghanaians almost, that's a kind of like a grave accusation. Like, and you know what? There's mothers and there's parents out here that don't even teach their children the mother tongue. The ones that know, like, you lost your mother tongue, you lost everything. You lost even means of expression. So that mother tongue becomes the true redefining. The true revolution is to not use the words. Because we all, and then like I said, use the word or not, I still go to the people, what do y'all call yourselves? Not what I heard, what I read, and was politically correct. In the end, I have to live here, not there. So I want to go with them and not try to tell them everything. So what I'm saying is it takes it to this level of even trying to explain, because everything is whatever they did. I grew up in that school too. Whatever they do the opposite. And sometimes the opposite is maybe there's something, there's all these other, there's many ways to do it. You know, I mean, some would say, I mean, the word Nigger or Nigga, did they redefine, did they change it, or does it still have the same connotation? Because you are right, we talk about a connotation. We want people, when they think about the word tribe or think about the word ethnic group, to have a reaction. And we're assuming that they do. And if they don't, we want them to. So you're educating people on the historical context of what that word has historically meant. I'm saying take it to the next level. What do the people think about the word? Do they call themselves as that word? What does ethnic group mean? And then take it to the next level. And how has that even been a form of divisiveness among African people? Because then it goes back to, and then how does colonization affect Africa when it comes to naming, claiming, and you know what I'm saying? And then racial pride, how far does that go? Is it exclusive? I mean, it can go so many places. I'm just, if you're gonna go there, I mean, I think we should go all the way. Let's just take it all the way. Let's blow it all out. I know Somalians use the term clan. Yeah, he said clan. Yoruba land and Igbo land are known as nations. Okay, there you go. And clans, yeah. So, and now I've heard some say tribe, but again, are they saying that because they think that's what we say? It could be, and that's the thing. Like I was saying, this thing could go on and on and on and on. And that's what I love, and that's why I always say that's what I love about traveling. It's almost like the information you got 5 minutes before you got on the plane in the States might change as soon as you get somewhere else. It's about being there too, you know. But yes, for sure, if decolonizing words, then don't speak English, because most of them, I'm trying to tell y'all the divisiveness of the English language. Even this, it shows you again, it's so divisive. It's so divisive. It's divisive either that you're not using it correctly or you're offending, but it's so divisive because you're right. We all know it's ugly, and we're trying to get to these ugly words and unearth them, and I don't have a problem with it. I think we should. But I think anytime we're using their language, we have to kind of figure out in other ways as well. Did y'all read on Facebook? It was this white woman who wrote this long BS-ish about how we should forgive, black folks should be forgiving, and we should forgive. And she used all of these, and I was talking about the trickery. She used all of these metaphysical terms, words, honey. There was words for days. And it was about yes, and we should, you know, she had to look at her ownness and how, you know, in a sense, she talked about like attracts like. She didn't say it, but she did, and how we have to look beyond this and look at ourselves and how she did it and you could do it too. And it was all this new age words, which is all around it. To make some black people probably gonna say this is some BS, some did, but some probably be like, maybe we do need to look at ourselves. How they use the words are some of the words that we adopted as better politically sounding words, better, we think metaphysically words, but you can use those words for trickery as well. You can use those words to do the same destruction, because in the end, what's being killed is people. In the end, right? So you their words, they will use it against you. They will use it for you. They will use the words you use, make you think that they care more because they're using your words. And in a sense, do the same thing to you. They'll wear their kente cloth around their neck and act like they down. I mean, the idea is, you know, talk is cheap in a lot of ways, right? What are we going to do? So I love the idea of the words. I love the idea, but I say you're right. Watch how words can be divisive. Watch how words can play tricks on us and how it can be used against us. Did anybody read this about this this white woman? Cunning, yes, basically negating truth. Yes, you saw it. Yes, oh yes, it's very divisive. Yes, yes, yes. They are so controlling, master manipulation. That's right. It's a control, right? It's the control, the whole, and we got to be careful with the slogans. I agree with you about the words because, you know, people make America great again. I saw something with Ghana. I thought I was dry. It was a billboard. It's like something like keeping Ghana great again. Why would you make reference to something so ugly? It must say some of the very people we fight for, they going too now. But it's true, but there's still, when you allow the English language to come into play, it is definitely going to be a trickery language, because in itself it's always having you, the words debates. It's time to debate. Why? Why debate? Why not have a conversation? Why not, you know what I'm saying? But why do we have to use the word debate? They're so combative, right? So everything is about combativeness, about competition, right? No coming together, no oneness. They're always, I mean, they'll drive you crazy, totally having to redefine every single thing, because they have made us feel a way about everything. I know for a Black American, a word is not just a word anymore. It's all explosive, isn't it? And it's okay, because when you get out of that, the whole vibe changes. When you get out of that, you just flying. You just. It's beautiful, y'all. It's not so hectic, and it's not so reactionary. I think the States is a very reactionary culture, and I think people here, sometimes as a stateswoman, it drives me crazy. Sometimes they're not reactionary. Like, I have to grow into stop being so reactionary, because there's some of them are not, and maybe they living longer, maybe because they're not, because it's the most, I mean, my whole everything, my whole American way comes through on a daily basis. And I do my best. That's why when I said seriously, like, let's just, and then in the end, let's just ask the people, if they, sometimes we be like mad, because they'll be like, they might say, oh, tribe is okay. Be like, no, it's not. Like, then you look how stupid you look. Why am I arguing with the people about what they want to be called? Like, I've had situations like that where I was so in my Black American traumatic experiences that I brought that with me. And I thought that should be their cause too. And I still do it. And it's freaking crazy now that I can see it. You know, we do have a certain kind of trauma and madness, and the fact that we have to redefine this damn language is just going to drive us nuts after a while, because we can't go nowhere, because then it won't apply to the actual people we thought we were being so politically correct with. It's just a hampering way of being. I want to help to free us from that. I mean, I want to help the consciousness of the consciousness to say, there's another level that I'm willing to go to. There's another level that I want to see. Even in my thinking I'm going against or anti, it's still causing kinds of stress within me. And I want to be free of those kinds of triggering stresses. Period. And it's deep, right? Because it's not like you don't educate yourself and don't be better, but it's deep and it's beautiful. That's right, though. Yes, they are. That's right. That's right. Felicia says, keep them enslaved is what it means. Yes. Miss Blue Love said, they are full of tricks. You are so correctly. So we say white supremacist wording and don't know it because we have been brainwashed for so long. Yes, Miss Blue. Only combative because we are no longer accepting the crap. Yes. They are trying to put us back in the place they want us in. Yes. Yep, it's healing to be to be around love. Yes. Even when we say white supremacists, they are not supreme. That's right. I think they love it when we call them that. See, now, you know what? Now, that's funny because everybody got a different word, different way that triggers. See, I love that perspective. That was fresh. That was fresh. You're saying the idea of calling them supreme. See, I don't think so. Let me just say this. I think the ignorant is ignorant. I don't know if they don't care what you call them, white supremacists or not. I think that the ignorance is there. I think the reality is they really don't believe they're supreme, and I think that's why they do so many things to show that. But in the reality, I do think I think the supreme part is calling that as an ideology, that they're selling to you, the meaning of it, they're selling to you the idea that white is supreme, that white ice is colder on all levels. Whether you call it or not, it's happening. So the idea was it was really taking a snapshot, the words of how white is, how much we think that they're like, that they everything they do is supreme. In a sense, it says something about them, but it says something about our relationship to them. I think the term white supremacy speaks more of the African or the diasporan's relationship to white folks, again, in the diaspora, outside of the continent, that in some ways, on some levels, every one of us have been, in a sense, a white supremacist. In other words, thinking that white everything is better. So are we not the white supremacists if you talk about the idea as a concept, it's not really about a people, although it is. but it becomes beyond the people when the trick worked, and now we too want everything that is white because everything that is white is right. Even down to not asking a white business for a discount, but asking a black one. It is still, we are the white supremacists in the sense that we believe in that white is supreme. By the way we act, think, talk, walk, the things we value. Who's a white supremacist really? It's an ideology. And the ideology is that white is better. White furniture, white women, white men. This is what we came up. I mean, we can go on and on and on. So the word actually makes me look at myself more than the fact is that there is a belief that is true. And then making the word, politicizing the word to me says, and so you need to know that this is a system, a systemic operation that is happening whether you can see it or not, hear it or not, say if they say it bluntly or not, that we are working from a white supremacist ideology, a white supremacist mentality, so that it's still, that evil needs to be there. That's why I think the great, wonderful Frances Cress Welsing called it racism white supremacy, because the racism puts in the systemic part of the whole entire thing. And that's deep. So yeah, for sure. Yes. Yes, I agree with that. So yes, Ashe. Yes, you just have to call a thing a thing. You may not like it, but it is their ideology. Yes, it's true. You're right. It's an ideology. It really is. I mean, so we coming out of that. We coming out of that. And we coming out of that on states-wise, you know, in the States, and we coming out of that in Africa. But a lot of that defense that black people had to create and build up in order to survive in America, a lot of that's going to be released. A lot of it's still going to be with you. I'm still allowing myself to not have to come from a place of that trauma and just, ooh, you know. And y'all, this, as y'all can see, has always done that for me. This has always done that for me. Embrace ourselves. That's the revolutionary act. Embrace our culture, our hair, our clothes, I'm influencing. They wearing their clothes more around me, and proudly, I can see it. They be proud. They like, yes, go ahead. I be like, well, you should wear it too. They be like, okay, tomorrow. I'll be like, hey. I mean, yeah, it's beautiful. I love y'all. Beautiful conversation. That's the kind of stuff I like to have. That was so much fun. We got to do it again. All right, y'all. It is rainy season in Ghana, so rains. And then it stops and rain stops, so I'm gonna let it do its thing. Meantime, in between time, oh my God, I love to eat out. This restaurant, I'll tell you about it on the next channel, but this Pat's restaurant, the food is muy delicioso. Okay, I'll see you on the next video. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll keep you posted. Love you. I'm gonna get those cheers. I hope I can get them today, and I will come back to y'all with it. So let me just say too, hey, we should have a great day. Yes, thank you. You too, me, Darcy. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and if you want to donate, all will be in the description box. Help us sister out. Love you, ladies. Peace and blessings.